Wednesday soup, Tuesday spaghetti, Monday string beans. All you hungry children, come and eat it up.
Hello, my name is Mary Jean Gallagher, and I'm very pleased to be the new Chief Student Achievement Officer of the Literacy and Numeracy Secretariat. In the following webcast, you see a group of kindergarten teachers taking action to close that vocabulary gap for their youngest students by first investigating the characteristics of typical language development for both English as a first and second language learners, and then by investigating the impact of 3 language-enriching teaching strategies. Think, pair, share.
Okay. Now I want you to try it. Turn to your partner and face knee to knee.
Repeated interactive read-alouds.
Because you have heard this a couple of times, and you're going to help me by looking at the pictures and telling me the important parts of this story.
And small group instruction at learning centers.
What did they use the tooltip for?
To lift up the bags.
The crate?
As you will discover by watching the following webcast, carefully planned, purposeful, and playful learning opportunities can provide all children with the time, resources, and instruction they need to learn the English language system, and to use it effectively to understand and interpret information, to express ideas, and to think more deeply and more critically.
Hello, welcome to our planning for a webcast we're going to do on critical literacies. We're sitting around the table today making our plans for this unit, and we're going to go to a real classroom later on and see live children engaged in all these processes we're going to be talking about. So join us as we discuss what we think critical literacies is really all about.
I think it'll be important for us to also think about, well, what is a text? And with critical literacies, it really helps us to think of text in a broad way. I mean, there are the texts that we associate with school literacies that we use in schools, like fiction and nonfiction, for example. And so I think that it's important for us to think of the texts that surround us on a daily basis and to invite children to look at them with critical eyes.
Beginning in September, the classroom community of learners is shaped. They begin by getting to know one another, establishing routines and classroom norms, and collaboratively setting up the classroom. The most important norm is that of respect for one another. As you look around the classroom, you can see reminders of the norms posted on the wall. You can also see evidence of respect for the environment and for each other as learners. A daily schedule has a literacy block of 90 to 120 minutes dedicated to literacy, during which there is time set aside to learn in a variety of different groupings, practice and apply what is learned, and revisit and reflect on new learning. Developing critical literacies requires deep thinking and questioning. Having a literacy block allows for the time necessary for genuine engagement. Students need time to slow down and consolidate. Students learn to take a critical stance in
The most significant publishing venture at this stage in our literacy world is the graphic novel. It's altered how we teach reading, how kids think about reading, and how boys especially come to reading. In this library we're in today, graphic novels play a great big part in the literacy world of children for both boys and girls. As I look at the graphic novels that are here, I see such a range of types of books, from funny through mystery, through realism, through fantasy, all kinds of stories waiting for kids.
Well, when I worked with the teacher candidates, we looked at the situation that Lucia was in when she was forced from the village by prejudiced elders and community. And we looked at that through drama, dance, visual arts, and music. And that became a whole workshop, and it's kind of a presentational kind of sharing. She breathed life, a different kind of life, into the village. But the important thing for me now as teacher is to watch these students working with all the different techniques that I've taught them with the text. There's nothing more exciting than watching kids work in Reader's Theatre and the process of putting it together, because as you watch them work, you begin to see that they're changing their perceptions and understanding of the text as they try it out in different ways.
At Queen Victoria School, what we tried to do was to encourage our children to have a place that they could come to just simply read. So we began an early bird reading club where we involved as many children from the junior division who wanted to participate, and also encouraged our staff to come and read alongside the children. It's every morning at 8:15, and to our great joy, we had over 200 children.
There's so many different connections that one can make between literacy and music, and I try to use as much music as possible in my class. Mainly because
I'm the principal of Hawthorne Public School in Ottawa, Ontario, and what I'd like to say about my school is that it is a fabulously dynamic learning environment. I have an outstanding staff that work hard every day to bring the curriculum to life for the 450 students that we have. These students come to us from 40 different countries of the world. They speak many languages, and they have cultural backgrounds that are very different from our Canadian society. Our challenge is to give them the skills they need to be competent.
The Hawthorne Herald is a school newspaper for Hawthorne Public School, and it's been in circulation for about 3 years now. It circulates to about 450 different households from students and the local community. As our logo goes, don't just write, get read. And the Journalism Club started last year, where young students could get the chance to write. Each week we meet and have editorial meetings to discuss stories, concepts and ideas, and then the students go out and do their own writing. It's a wonderful opportunity for them to learn.